Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for this Sunday morning wake up yoga flow with me, Katrina May. Hopefully this flow is going to leave you feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit more energized and ready to take on whatever the day has in store for you today. So we're going to start in an easy seat, Sukhasana, crossing one shin in front of the other, whichever feels more natural to you in this moment. If you'd like to sit on top of a blanket or a block, then feel free to do so. And then come on onto your mats. Find yourself into your seat. And soften the eyes. Place your hands anywhere that feels comfortable to you in your lap. Maybe roll the shoulders up and down a couple of times. Find the natural curves of your spine. And just take a couple of moments to settle in. A couple of moments to settle into your body, settle into the breath. Just allowing yourself to come into this moment. And just for now, put the rest of the day on pause. Maybe you can start to breathe in and out through the nose, feel the lips. And just take a couple of moments to notice your body. How does it feel today? What sort of body have you stepped onto your mat with today? And then maybe you just start to find a little bit of length into your inhalations and your exhalations as you start to soften down into this shape. Just take another couple of breaths here for yourself. And then blinking the eyes open. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up in towards the sky. Stretch through the fingers, gaze up as the palms connect. With an exhale, left fingertips come to the earth. Reach the right arm up and overhead. And find a nice side stretch over towards the left as you lengthen through the right fingertips. Seeing if you can keep the right sit bone grounded down into the mat. Maybe you roll your right shoulder back slightly so you can gaze up. Just breathing some space into the right side body here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale. On your exhale, right fingertips sweep across the front, followed by the left. So you can bring your right fingertips down towards the right. Inhale, left arm stretches up and overhead. This time stretching out the left side waist. Stretch through the left fingertips this time. Breathing some space into your left side waist here. See if you can lean up and over your right rib cage here. Just let this feel good. Take another inhale. And an exhale. And one more breath in. And with a breath out, left fingertips sweep across the front, followed by the right. Left fingertips come down towards the left and sweep the right arm up and overhead. Back into that side stretch on the right. Maybe you can bend into your left elbow and find a little bit more space through the right side waist. Maybe you gaze up. Take another inhale. And an exhale. And one more breath in. Breath out as you sweep across the front. Right hand comes down. Left arm sweeps up. Open up. Breathing here. Take another inhale. And an exhale. This time on your next inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. Gaze up as the palms connect and really stretch through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. And use this moment just to cross the shins back in the other direction. So whatever shin was in front, swap them over. And decide whatever side you started with is probably your most comfortable side. So this might feel a little bit awkward, a little bit funny. And that's totally fine. From here, inhale, sweep the arms back in towards the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down towards the right. Stretch through the left fingertips. Open up the left side waist. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And one more inhale. Exhale, sweep it over. Left hand comes down. Right arm rotates up and over. Take an inhale. And an exhale. And one more breath in. Breath out, sweep it over to the other side. Right hand comes down, left arm rotates up and over. Breathing here. Let this feel good. One more breath in. Breath out. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale as you sweep it back over. Right arm reaches up and overhead. This should feel really nice. Take an inhale. And an exhale. One more breath in. And a breath out. Sweep it back over to the other side. Last time here. Reach the left arm up and overhead. See if you can keep the left sit bone grounded into the mat. Take a breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. Stretch through the fingers. On your exhale, widen and cactus the elbows. Squeeze the elbows down towards the rib cage as you pick up the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, widen and cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together like you're trying to pick the heart up with the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, last time here, widen and cactus. Maybe the backs of the hands pull down towards the earth. The inner elbows are shining up towards the sky. Take one more inhale. Exhale, draw the hands to heart. Take a moment here to set an intention for your practice, or if you're just here to move your body, that's absolutely fine. And then whenever you're ready, slide your blanket, prop block, whatever you had underneath you, out of the way. And come into a tabletop position. And just start with, we're just going to take a moment here just to warm up the wrists and maybe take the fingertips back towards the knees. Or if that just feels like a little bit too much intensity for you in this moment in practice, then just maybe to face your fingertips towards the outside edges of the mat, wherever you are. Just start to make some shapes, circling the shoulders over the wrists or rocking backwards and forwards, just lifting the heels of your hands off the mat. Just getting into the wrists and the forearms a little bit here before we start to put any weight bearing through into our hands, into our wrists. And from here, flip the hands back into what we would call more of a neutral position. And then sit the hips all the way back down to the heels. Find a child's pose. Allow the heart, the chest, everything to melt down towards the mat. Maybe the forehead comes down. See if you can push through the palms, grip with the fingers, and allow the forearms, the elbows to lift off the mat. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. And an exhale. With your next inhale, gaze forward over top of your fingertips. Grip the mat and start to glide the body forward, rounding through the spine. With an exhale, start to lower the pelvis down towards the earth. Bend the elbows, allow the heart to come all the way down to the mat. Take a breath in. Breath out, push into the palms, slide the hips all the way back down to the heels. Find your child's pose 2 more times. Inhale as you glide it forward, ripple through the spine. Exhale, pelvis comes down towards the mat. Bend the elbows, heart melts down. Take a breath in. Breath out, push into the palms, bend the knees, slide your way back into child's pose. Last time here, inhale, glide it forward. Exhale, pelvis lowers, bend the elbows and melt the heart all the way down. This time stay here. Maybe take your feet as wide as the mat, setting up for a few rounds of oscillating cobra pose. So set your fingertips up at around 10 and 2 or 9 and 3. Heavy hips, push the tops of the feet into the mat. Take an inhale as you ripple through the spine, elevate the chest, head comes up last. Exhale, melt it all the way back down. 3 more times. Inhale as you ripple up. Exhale, melt it down. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, melt it down. Let this feel really good on the spine. Inhale as you ripple up through the spine. Exhale, melt it all the way back down. From here, bring the inner ankles and inner knees together. Backstroke the arms behind you for soft locust pose. Take an inhale to prepare. With an exhale, see if you can push the pelvis down into the mat. Start to roll the shoulder tips back in space. Take another inhale as you start to float the body, float the legs. Maybe the palms float off the earth. And don't worry too much about height in this moment. Just think more about length. Creating length from your toes all the way up and out the crown of the head as you find some energy through the back line of the body here. Holding here for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, release to the earth. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, push into the palms, bend the knees and slide your way back into child's pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. From here, slide your fingertips back towards your knees. Come up into a kneeling position and interlace your hands over your heart. Take a deep breath in as you puff up the chest. With an exhale, push the palms away from you, widen across the shoulder blades, tuck the chin towards the chest and really push the palms away. Inhale as you reach the arms up towards the sky, pinky fingers pull back behind you, heart lifts. Exhale as you push them round. Inhale as you lift and open. Exhale, round and close. Inhale as you lift the heart, lift the palms. Exhale, round and close. Really spread the shoulder blades apart here. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round and close. One more time. Inhale, lift and open. Really push through the palms. Pull the pinky fingers back in space. Exhale, widen and cactus the elbows. Squeeze them down towards the rib cage. Lift the heart. Take a breath in. With your breath out, hands come to heart. Take a moment here. And when you're ready, come back into your tabletop position, shoulders over wrists. And then from here, grip the mat with your fingertips, push down into the palms, tuck the toes under. As you push into the palms, grip the mat with your toes, push into the toes, lift the hips, extending through the legs and find your first downward facing dog. And when you find your first downward facing dog, just start to move around if that feels good. If it feels better to you to stay in stillness, then feel free to do so. But I like to move around in my first downward facing dog just to kind of like feel my body, feel it out a little bit, get into the backs of my legs. So just pedal out the feet, bend into the knees, sway through the hips. Move through the shoulders, elbows, do whatever feels good to you here so that you can really notice your body. Start to tap into how you're feeling today. And breathe. Stay connected to your breath the whole time. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Trying to keep the breath consistent throughout the whole entire practice today. And when you feel like you've got some of the kinks out, see if you can come to find your center, your stillness in your downward facing dog. Take a lift of the heels, a bend into the knees and push the ground away. See if you can find those long straight arms as you grip into the fingertips, root down into the thumb mounds. Forearms are drawing towards each other, widening across the shoulder blades. The armpits are trying to hollow out. See if you can feel a hinging from the hip crease here. Finding a nice long spine, take a deep breath into your downward facing dog. And a breath out. With your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees till they almost come to a hover, drive through the legs, lift the hips up towards the sky and then ripple through the spine, coming all the way through into your plank pose when your shoulders come over your wrists. Exhale as you bend the knees, send the hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. 2 more times, lift the heels, bend the knees, ripple through the spine, feel every ripple, feel every vertebrae come through into plank. Exhale, drive it all the way back, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, ripple forward, come into your plank. Exhale, push all the way back into your downward facing dog. Re-establish your downward facing dog and from here take a breath in. Lift the heels, bend the knees and then hop up onto your fingertips. Slowly walk your fingertips back towards your feet at the back of the mat, finding your first Uttanasana, forward fold. Once again, feeling that hinging from the hip, bending deeply into the knees. Allow everything else to waterfall over top of your legs. Breathe. feeling the hips, the tailbone pulling up towards the sky. As you root down into the feet, the crown of the head is reaching down towards the ground, the back of the neck is long. Take an inhale and an exhale. From here, take hold of opposite elbows if you wish. Maybe you just hang in the center, or maybe you take a nice little sway from side to side. Just casually swaying around your own legs. Maybe you bend and straighten alternate knees as you move around your own body. Breathing deeply. Just let it feel good. Just waking up the backs of the legs, the lower back, the outer hips. Take another inhale and an exhale. And then when you're ready, come to center, release the arms down towards the earth. Take an inhale as you bend the knees further, tuck the tailbone under and find an unraveling as you come all the way through to Tadasana. Maybe you send the hips forward a little bit as you take a big circle, sweep with the arms up towards the sky, stretch through the fingers, gaze up. With an exhale, hands come to heart center, Samastitihi. Take a breath in and a breath out. With your next inhale, sweep the arms back in towards the sky, stretch through the fingers, get long, get tall. With an exhale, hinge from the hips, bend into the knees and fold yourself all the way back down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. On your next inhale, come up halfway. Palms of the hands can slide up the shins. Find a nice flat back here, heart pulls forward. Tailbone, hips pull back in space. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, keep that nice long spine, hinge from the hips and find your Uttanasana, forward fold. Take one more inhale and an exhale. From here, bend the knees and crawl your hands all the way back out into your downward facing dog. Re-establish this downward facing dog shape, lifting of the heels and bending into the knees, pushing into the palms. Take an inhale and an exhale. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky. Find a three-legged dog. Really push through the palms equally. See if you can keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Point through the right toes. Keep a bend in the left knee for buoyancy here. And then from here, bend the right knee. See if you can stack the right hip on top of left as you reach the right knee up towards the sky. And then from here, you can take a few circles with that right knee, like you're trying to paint circles in the sky, like you've got a paintbrush on your right knee. Just circling the knee, opening up through the hip, breathing deeply. And then maybe you circle them back in the other direction. Just let this feel good. One more circle wherever you are, and then stack the right hip on top of the left. See if you can feel the right toes pulling down towards your left armpit. Take another breath in. With your breath out, big circle step with the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Left knee lowers down to the earth. From here, push down into the left hand. Inhale, twist and reach, right hand up towards the sky. Open up. Push down into the left hand. See if you can feel length all the way from the heel, the left hand up and out the right fingertips. Maybe you gaze up at your right thumb. Take one more breath in. With your breath out, right hand sweeps down, left knee lifts, right leg starts to straighten as the hips go back in space. Fold to the inside of your right leg, finding this modified pyramid pose. Seeing if you can keep a nice long spine here. See if you can push down into the feet and feel the back of your right hamstring. Maybe your right toes pull back toward your right hip. Just do what feels good to you. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, right knee bends, push into the palms and step the right foot back into your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale as you lift the heels, bend the knees, ripple through the spine, coming through into your plank pose. From here, bend the knees till they hover. Pull the heart through like cow pose and then exhale, push your way all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky, stretch through the toes. You can keep a bend in the right knee for support and buoyancy if you like, but push equally into both palms, keeping the shoulders square to the front of the mat. And then bend the left knee. See if you can reach the left knee up towards the sky, opening up through the hips. And then maybe you stay here or take those circles with the left knee, making those beautiful circles in the sky. Opening up through the hip, finding some movement, some space. And then circle back in the other direction if you've decided to circle through the knee. Let it feel good. Keep breathing. And then whenever you're ready, take a breath in, and with an exhale, big circle step with the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right knee lowers down to the earth. Push into the right palm. Inhale, twist and reach. Left fingertips up in towards the sky. See if you can make that wingspan longer from right heel of hand to left fingertips. Left shoulders rolling onto the back body. How much length can you create from your right knee to your right armpit? Open up. Take another inhale. And with that exhale, left hand comes down, right knee lifts, left leg straightens as the hips go back in space. Finding this modified pyramid pose. See if you can pull left hip back, maybe the left toes pull back towards left hip. Just do whatever feels good to you. Just breathe some space into the back of your left leg. Feeling a hinging from the hip. Keeping a bend in the left knee if that helps. That's absolutely fine. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, left knee bends, palms go flat, left foot steps all the way back into your downward facing dog. From here, take an inhale as you lift the heels, bend the knees and ripple your spine all the way through into your plank pose. With an exhale, bend the knees to hover, lift the tail, pull the heart through like cow pose, and then exhale, push all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. From here, push into the palms, lift the heels, come up high onto the tippy toes and see if you can tiptoe your feet all the way to the front of the mat until eventually you can bring your feet in between your hands for Uttanasana at the front of the mat. Feet can be hip distance apart, bending into the knees, hinging from the hip crease like someone's pulling you up from the hips up towards the sky as the crown of the head reaches down towards the ground. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, halfway lengthen, find that flat back. Heart pulls forward as the tailbone lifts back. Exhale as you melt and fold. Inhale as you unravel the spine. Take a big circle sweep with the arms up towards the sky, stretch through the fingers. Exhale as the hands slide in front of the heart, Samastiti. Take a breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, sweep the arms back up towards the sky, big stretch up. Exhale as you find your Uttanasana. Forward fold, hips go back as the crown reaches down. Inhale, halfway lengthen, find that flat spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot towards the back of the mat and lower the right knee down. Inhale as you reach the arms up towards the sky for your first Anjaneyasana. See if you can keep the back right toes tucked under. See if you can keep tucking the tailbone down towards the ground as the fingertips reach up towards the sky. Thumbs pull back in space maybe. You like to floss backwards and forwards and just get some space into the hips. Just do whatever feels good to your body here. Be exploratory. Do what feels good to you. Take another breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, re-reach the arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, palms go down. Right knee lifts, step the left foot back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. From here, take an inhale as you lift the heels, bend the knees, ripple through the spine, come all the way through into your plank pose. And then bend the knees to hover, lift the tail, pull the heart through. Exhale, push all the way back into your downward facing dog. From here, on your next inhale, step the right foot towards right thumb, left knee lowers down. Keep the back toes tucked under, Anjaneyasana. Lift the arms up towards the sky. Tailbone pulls down and under. Keep pushing into the back left toes so that you can push the left hip forward. See if you can control your core here. Reach the fingertips up and back. Thumbs are pulling back behind you as your heart lifts. And then once again, maybe, just maybe, you like to floss backwards and forwards. You can even bring your hands to your hips if that feels good to you. I just want you to explore your own body and just do what feels good to you. Take another breath in. And a breath out. Take one more inhale as you reach the arms back up. Exhale, palms to the earth. Big step with the left foot to the front of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Find a nice flat back. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale as you unravel the spine. Maybe you send the hips forward as you take a big sweep up towards the sky with the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms back up towards the sky. With an exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees. Uttanasana, hips go up and back as the crown reaches down. Inhale, halfway lengthen, find a flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, left foot steps to the back of the mat, left knee lowers down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Find your Anjaneyasana. Take one more breath in. Breath out, float the hands to the mat. Hips go back. Right leg straightens and pull the right toes back towards the right hip, and straight is relative. You can absolutely keep a bend in the right knee, that's absolutely fine. I just want you to feel a fold from the right hip crease as the heart pulls forward to the front of the mat. The right hip pulls back, tailbone lifts up and back. Feel your right hamstring and energetically pull that right pinky toe back and push that right heel into the mat. Feel your right hamstring here and take some breaths into that space. Breathing here. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, right knee bends, palms go flat, step back into your downward facing dog. From here, take an inhale as you lift the heels, bend the knees, ripple through the spine, come through into your plank pose, and then bend the knees to a hover. Lift the tail, pull the heart through, and exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. From here, on your next inhale, step the left foot towards the left thumb. Right knee lowers down to the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Anjaneyasana, lift the heart. Take another inhale. Exhale, hands float to the earth. Ardha Hanuman, half split, hips go back. Left leg starts to straighten to some capacity as you flex the left foot and pull the left pinky toe back towards the left hip. Hop up onto your fingertips and pull the heart through. Feel that fold from the left hip as you open up into the back of the left hamstring. Tailbone lifts. Be exploratory with your body here. Just notice how you can organise your own hips, your tailbone, till you can find a sensation that feels interesting to you. Breathing here. Take another breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, bend the left knee. Take a big step with the right foot up to meet the left. Uttanasana. Knees bend, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Find that nice flat back. Heart pulls forward. Exhale, hinge and fold. With your next inhale, unravel through the spine. Take a big sweep with the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, sweep the arms back up towards the sky. With an exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, lift the heart, find a flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands and step back, one foot followed by the other, and find your first plank pose. Option to lower the knees to the earth. Wherever you are, I want you to find yourself gripping into the fingertips. Push down into the palms and feel the forearms energizing towards each other. Even if your knees are down on the earth, I want you to squeeze the glutes like you're pushing the pockets of your pants forward, and notice how that helps you to pick up the lower belly. Stay strong into your plank. Take one more breath in. Breath out, bend the elbows and lower the body. Lower the heart all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes. Hands underneath the shoulders. On your next inhale, push the tops of the feet into the mat to pick up the kneecaps. And from here, elevate the heart, find your baby cobra. And then from here, I want you to feel like you're pulling the wrists back towards the hips and allow the heart to pull through the gateway of your shoulders as you keep the back of the neck long. Take one more breath in. And as you breathe out, melt the heart back down to the mat. Push into the palms, bend the knees, tuck the toes and rise back up into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale as you reach the right leg up towards the sky, stretch through the toes. With an exhale, pull the right knee in towards the chest as you glide it forward into a plank-like position and draw your knee towards your nose. Inhale, reach the right leg back up towards the sky, stretch through the toes. Exhale, curl the right knee in towards the chest, ripple forward into plank, knee to nose. One more time, inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, glide it forward, pull the right knee in towards the nose, create that space. And then from here, lengthen the right leg out towards the left onto the outside edge of the left side of the mat for your fallen triangle prep. So the outside edge of your right foot is on the mat. Shoulders are square to the front of the mat. And then from here, you can bend into the knees and rock backwards and forwards if you like. Just find some buoyancy. Just do what feels good to you. And then when you're ready, come to stillness. And then from here, I want you to reach out through the back left heel, drive through the outer edge of the right foot, and then pull the heart through. Stay here in this fallen triangle prep position. Take one more breath in. On your breath out, left heel pivots down to the earth. Option to elevate the left arm up towards the sky. Drive through the legs and open up into your fallen triangle shape. Grip the mat with your right fingertips. Spin the right bicep forward, take one more breath in. And with your breath out, slowly lower the hips to the earth. And then from here, I want you to sweep your fingertips towards the bottom, towards the feet, over top of the feet like a rainbow, until you can bring your left hand down behind your left hip, drive through the feet, squeeze the glutes and lift your hips up towards the sky as you sweep the right arm up and overhead and find your fallen star. Really push into the left hand and the feet. Lift the heart, take one more inhale. With your exhale, hips lower to the earth. Sweep the hands back the way they came as you reach across the top of the toes. Right hand comes down underneath right shoulder. Come to the outer blade edge of your right foot as you lift yourself back up into your fallen triangle. Inhale here. Exhale, square everything off. Left hand comes down to the mat. Pivot onto your left toes. Start to bend the right knee in. Curl it in towards the nose. Inhale, reach the right leg back up towards the sky. Take a breath in. And a breath out. With your next inhale, bend the left knee. Bend the elbows, gaze forward. You can lower your left knee to the earth here for support if you want. Keep the right leg lifted and then pull the body through into your upward facing dog. Exhale, pull yourself all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale here and an exhale. And with your next inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky, stretch through the toes, push through the palms. Exhale, left knee curls in towards the chest, glide it forward into that plank-like position and pull the knee towards the nose. Inhale, sweep the left leg back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee curls in, ripple forward into that plank-like position, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg back up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee glides in, pulls in towards the chest, glide it forward, knee to nose. And then from here, extend left leg out towards the right. Outer blade edge of the left foot is resting on the mat. And then from here, I want you to just to bend into the knees if you like and take a little rock backwards and forwards if that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, come to find stillness. Drive into the outer edge of the left foot and push out through the back of the right heel. Grip the mat, inhale, pull the heart through, lift the tail. Exhale, option to lower the right heel to the earth. And then reach the right arm up on an inhale and find your fallen triangle. Drive into the legs. Open up into your shape, squeeze the glutes. Grip the mat with the left hand. Take an inhale. With your exhale, hips lower to the earth. On your next inhale, sweep the fingertips across the toes, making like a big rainbow shape. Right hand comes down to the outside of the right hip. Press into the right hand and the feet, and inhale, lift up into your fallen star. Squeeze the glutes, lift the heart. Breathe into this space. And as you exhale, hips lower to the earth. Sweep the fingertips back over the toes the way they came, until the left hand can come back down underneath your left shoulder. Outer blade of left foot comes down and you open back up into your fallen triangle shape. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, square everything off. Right hand comes down, pivot onto your right toes, and then pull the left knee back in towards the nose, make a tight little ball. Inhale as you reach the left leg back up towards the sky. Take a breath in, three-legged dog. And a breath out. Gaze forward, bend right knee, bend elbows, and you can lower the right knee to the earth for this if you like. As you inhale, keep the left leg lifted, pull the body through into your upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. And take one more breath in. And a breath out. And from here, take an inhale as you lift the heels, bend the knees, ripple the spine through into your plank pose. Option to lower the knees to the earth. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, bend the elbows and lower the body all the way down to the ground, untap the toes. Inhale, peel up for cobra or full upward facing dog. Pull the heart through. Exhale, glide it all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. On your next inhale, gaze towards the top of the mat. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or take 2 steps, bringing your feet in between your hands for Uttanasana, forward fold, hinging from the hips, bending into the knees. Let everything else melt over top of your legs as the heart melts towards the shins. From here, maybe you take hold of the backs of your ankles, or maybe you take your 2 peace fingers and hook them around your big toes, wherever you are. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to pull yourself closer in towards your legs, closing the gap in between your rib cage and your thighs. Crown of the head is reaching down. Keep the gaze back in between your legs. Breathing deeply here. Keep imagining that you've got length between your kneecaps, the backs of your knees and your hips. Even if your knees are bent, that's totally fine. Just imagine that you've got a piece of string pulling you up from the hips up towards the sky. Push down into the feet. Pull yourself down in towards your legs. Breathe into this space. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, release the toes. Come up halfway. Find that nice flat back. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale as you bend the knees, tuck the tailbone under, find an unraveling big circle sweep with the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastiti. Take a breath in. And a breath out. On your next inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky, stretch through the fingers. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, find your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. Knees up or down, wherever you are. I want you to pull the collarbones forward as the heels reach back in space if you're in your full plank. Take a breath in. On your breath out, we'll do a 5 count lower to the earth. So start to bend the elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the body, release the feet. Make a little pillow with your forearms for your head to rest. Or maybe drop an ear to the mat. Wherever you are, just rest the body, maybe wiggle your hips from side to side a little bit. Just let this feel like a nice, restful place to be. Feel all the energy you've created in your body. Just take another breath in. And a breath out. From here, I want you to reach your left arm out to the side. The palm of the hand is facing down. And then you can slide the palm of your right hand down towards your right rib cage. From here, bend your right knee. Start to push into the right palm as you roll onto your left outer hip. And reach your right toes into the space behind you as if you were trying to touch your right toes towards your left wrist. Take a deep breath in here to this space. And a breath out. One more inhale. And with your exhale, come back to centre. Pelvis lands on the mat. And then swap sides, reach the right palm out. Left palm slides down towards left rib cage. Bend the left knee. And start to roll onto your right outer hip. Left toes reach back towards right wrist. Breathe into this space. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more breath in. And with your breath out, come back to centre, switching back to the other side. Left arm reaches out, right palm comes down towards right ribcage, bend right knee. Start to roll onto your left outer hip. Reach your toes back towards your left wrist. Take an inhale into this shape. And an exhale. One more breath in. And use the breath out to bring you back to centre. Right arm reaches out, left hand comes in. Roll yourself over, left knee bends. Point left toes back towards your right wrist. And enjoy this shape. See if you can squeeze the left glute. Take one more inhale. And with your exhale, roll all the way back to centre. Come on down, bring your forearms onto the mat, maybe make a little pillow for your head or drop an ear to the mat just for a couple of breaths. One more breath in. And a breath out. And we'll just take a few rounds of oscillating cobra, so maybe take your feet as wide as the mat, heavy hips, set your fingertips up at 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, whatever feels good to you. Push the pelvis down, tops of the feet, push into the mat. Inhale as you ripple through the spine. Exhale as you melt the heart back down. 3 more times, inhale, ripple up. Exhale, melt it down. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, melt it down. One more time. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, melt all the way back down. From here, place the hands underneath the shoulders. Push into the palms, bend the knees. Sit the hips all the way back to the heels and then slide your fingers back towards your knees and bring yourself up into a kneeling position. From here, come and find yourself into a seat. So bring your sit bones down onto the mat. We're going to take a simple twist here. So from here, lengthen your left leg out in front of you and then place the sole of your right foot either to the inside of your left knee, or maybe it feels okay to cross it over to the outside of your left knee. From here, you can take your left arm and wrap it around the outside of your right knee if you like, and right fingertips can come behind you and find a twist. Or if you want a little bit more, you can elevate your left arm up towards the sky and then bring it down and hook it onto your right thigh. Right fingertips come to the earth behind you. Inhale as you find a nice long spine, lift up and out of the crown of the head. And with an exhale, find a nice twist to the right. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. Every inhale you take, find more length. And with every exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. And one more inhale to prepare. And then use your exhale to twist you back to centre. And then take a little counter twist. Left fingertips can come down to the earth. And then just bring your right hand down towards your right ankle, right foot. And then just take a little counter twist as you take a little gaze over your left shoulder. And then from here, switch your sides, lengthen the right leg out. And you can bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg, or if it feels good to you, only if it feels good, cross it over to the other side. Left fingertips come down to the earth. Inhale, reach the arm up if that feels good to you. And then exhale and create your twist. Every inhale you take, find more length. And then every exhale you take, find a little bit more of a twist if you can. And just let this feel really good. Let it feel nice. And one more inhalation. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, twist through centre. Find that counter twist. Left hand can come down towards right ankle, right fingertips to the earth. Some capacity behind you. As you find a little counter twist over towards the right. Take an inhale. And an exhale, come back to centre. And then from here, bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana, seated butterfly fold. Options, you can bring the heels a bit closer in towards your groin if you want to feel the stretch more into inner groin, or if you like to take them a little bit further away and feel the stretch more into the outer hips and the lower back. You just take whatever feels good to you on your body today. So wherever you are, see if you can find a lifting of the heart, a puffing forward of the heart on an inhale. And as you exhale, maybe you crawl your hands down your legs, maybe you take hold of your feet. And then just allow your heart, your chest, everything to melt down into the space in between your knees. Relax the back of your neck. And stay and breathe. Feel the breath moving up and down your spine. Lengthening through the inhalations and the exhalations. And feeling any tension or anything that no longer serves you, leaving your body with every exhale that you take. Notice where all the restrictions are in your body. And see if you can breathe into that space. 2 more breaths into this shape. Last inhale. And an exhale. And on your next inhale, rise up. And then when you're ready, draw the knees together. And any way you want to get down onto your backs, feel free to make your way there now. Bring your spine down, knees pull into chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe you like to stay in stillness or take a little rock from side to side as you feel your lower back in contact with the mat, rolling onto each outer hip one at a time. Massaging the parasympathetic nervous system. And then from here, come to centre wherever you are. We'll finish off with our last pose, happy baby. From here, reach the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Maybe you take hold of your big toes with your 2-piece fingers, or take hold of the outside or the inside edges of your feet, just whatever feels good to you. See if you can lift the tailbone off the earth with an inhale. And then with an exhale, see if you can then reach it down towards the mat. See if you can keep your shoulders grounded. Close the eyes. Just open up into the hips. And if it feels good to you here, you can keep maybe the right knee bent in as you straighten through the left leg. Just breathing here. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Maybe you bend into the left knee, extend through the right leg, opening up. Just finding a nice winding down now. Take one more breath in. Breath out, come back into your happy baby. Stay here for another couple of breaths or extend both legs out at the same time. If that feels good to you, just listen to your body. Take one more full inhale. And an exhale. Arm here, bend back into the knees, pull the knees back in towards the chest for one last hug. Maybe you curl yourself up into a tight little ball, maybe you keep your head and shoulders on the mat, that's fine. Wherever you are, fill the lungs with an inhale, the deepest breath you've taken so far today. And as you let the breath go, allow the legs to go long and slide your way into your final resting shape. Your Shavasana. Allow the legs to reach away, allow the arms to fall out by your sides. Maybe you roll the shoulders under slightly. Wherever you are, just let the body go. And let go of the breath. And as you find your body softening and melting down into the mat, see if you can feel all the tension melting away into the earth as you stay and marinate in this space, allowing the practice to wash through your body. Just enjoy these moments in stillness and presence in your Shavasana. And feel free to stay, pause the video and stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. But if you'd like to follow me and come out now, take an inhale that's more purposeful than the last. And as you fill the lungs, reach your arms over your head, stretching through the fingers and the toes, like a big morning stretch, waking up your body. And then whenever you're ready, find your way into a small shape on your side. Maybe you cradle your head in your arms. And then in your own time, no rush to get there, make your way up into a seat on your mat. Any seat will do. Just to take a moment here at the end of practice to thank yourself for coming onto your mat, giving yourself the time to move and flow with your body and your breath today, doing something good for you. And as always, thank you so much for sharing this space with me today. It's been a pleasure, as always, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.